Game face on. Okay, welcome back, guys. It's now part 3 of our EPL preview with Liverpool, Man United, Man City, Newcastle. We're now joined with 2 more subs on the bench here. Sam, Craig. Now, where can everyone find you on Twitter? Do you have Twitter?
I don't have Twitter.
No, no one has Twitter. Naran, where can everyone listen to Naran? Everyone, where can they find you on Twitter, mate?
At NNITCHIN. For all the latest updates, come on right here.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay.
Cuz, you could have invested in some female presence during your recruiting stage.
I'm sorry. You're also supposed to be helping with the recruiting, Ellis.
Yeah.
Just because you were out partying last night and I was all in ready to get the episode.
Got my fix.
Yeah,
Probably let him go.
Bit of trouble with paradise, yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going to start with Liverpool now in this part here. First key point, Suarez. Do they need to replace him? We're not going to start with Ellis first. We're going to go around the group and do Ellis last.
Do as you wish.
Do they need to replace him?
Well,
they have it there.
They've picked up some solid young players, but I think it's pretty much impossible to replace a player of the calibre of Suarez.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a tough battle. They've signed Markovic, young promising player.
Yeah.
But I think if Sturridge comes down with a bit of an injury, then Liverpool could be in trouble.
Yes.
Have you done something to your hair in the last 30 seconds?
Yeah. Anyway.
You've got some comb over there.
Anyway. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Because the argument I'm hearing is they're a better all-round team. Tottenham were a better all-round team when Bale left. And yeah, they didn't finish outside the top 4. I could be wrong. You guys could pull it together, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think they need another forward, and I was surprised the Remy deal didn't go through.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they bring someone in though.
Yeah.
Ricky Lambert will do a job. He's 32 years old. He'll be there for a couple of years. You can sub him on, but I wouldn't say he's the one to lead the line.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Sturridge obviously has potential. He had a great first season, but I would say give Markovic some time. Maybe try and sign another striker before the end of the window if possible.
They'll be better in seasons to come.
Ellis?
Look, Cuts, I was at Anfield the day that the news broke out that Suarez would be leaving, and literally, I kid you not, I was in the Liverpool store and I was looking at a big screen in the store and it had Sky News on it, and then I noticed on the TV was a young lass being interviewed outside Anfield, and so I went like that and looked out the window and there it was, and I was like, anyway, it was just a matter of accepting at that point that Suarez was going to be on his way, and it was devastating, and it took me a long time to get over. And look, I do think that he is very much irreplaceable, and I do think that it is going to send us temporarily in a backwards direction. I think you'll see the team gel more without him, because we were sort of built around him last season to an extent. But I don't think that's actually going to benefit us in terms of results, and I think we won't be in a title race, I don't think.
Who's going to stand up?
Well, at the moment, Sturridge can't do it all on his own. We saw that last season.
Yeah,
He's
injury
got
prone.
He did very well
prone,
when Suarez wasn't around, but he definitely took a back seat when Suarez was out there. So, but I don't really know who's going to stand up for us. I just hope that Rodgers, can get it clicking.
How would you rate Sterling's progression from last season? Stood up for the club.
Absolutely.
You see him improve
One of
more?
probably the most phenomenal progression I've ever seen in the Premier League. Yeah. We were saying on TBTC before the start of last season how he needs to be loaned out. Yeah.
And, I didn't say it, but yeah.
I kind of inferred it.
Well, you
and
did
now,
say Zaha was going to be the best.
Do you think Real Madrid might come in and snatch him? Bit of speculation.
You know what, Craig? I don't think that's going to happen.
Remember you said, Suarez won't leave. He signed a 5-year contract.
Well, you were just being a Man United fan at that time, hoping that he would leave, and
I was right, wasn't I?
Were you right when you said Moyes would have a good year?
Well, a lot of people said that he would have a good year. Yeah.
We'll all make right and wrong calls. Look, I don't think we're going to let Sterling go. I think there'll be pitchforks sharpened towards Rodgers' direction if that happened, and we've seen that before through some certain people. But
it wouldn't make much sense him going to Real Madrid. He'd just sit on the bench.
Yeah.
And it also,
too.
Yeah.
It's a case study. You do really well in England, and then you go to Spain and you screw up. So hopefully players can learn now, aside from Bale, that
and Ronaldo.
I'm talking more
And
English
Rodgers.
players, British players that go over there.
Jonathan Woodgate.
Woodgate.
Yeah.
Gets a red card in his first match.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I wasn't aware of that, but yeah. So hopefully, and look, Sterling, he's got his 6 kids to look after in Liverpool. So I think it would all be a bit arduous, to just pack up and leave. He's not mature. He's 19. He needs to stay put in Liverpool and not be Michael Owen about things.
We all know, guys, Liverpool lost the title probably because of defensive leaks last year, conceding nearly 50 goals.
And Gerrard.
And Gerrard, yeah.
Had to be said.
Yeah. Do you think the signings of like Lovren and Manquillo and Moreno, who looks like he's about to sign, are good enough to fix those leaks around the old table now?
Well, I think Khan's proved to be a pretty astute signing so far.
Khan.
Yeah.
Khan.
Man up there, everyone yes?
No, 23.
I thought he was Emre Can.
Yeah. Yeah.
But really strong player.
Yeah.
Great defensive midfielder or box-to-box midfielder, whatever he is. But I think with Moreno, we'll see how it goes. We might have at least a Sissoko 2.0.
Oh god.
We'll see how that goes. But young promising players. So if they can get
Does Ali Sissoko live in a bin? Sure.
He lives at
Scotland.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's flat, mate.
$2 million.
Tom
Lucas, do you think defensive wise will
Cleverley.
be fixed?
Well, last year we didn't really talk about their defence because their attack was so good. So
It was our defence.
is that
Yeah.
So if that's good, I don't think that'll be their argument this season. I think they might. They brought in Lovren. Yeah, he's a good player. I think he'll probably start. Is Agger going? Is he leaving?
He won't be starting.
He won't be starting, but will he be leaving?
His fourth choice. He wants to leave. He wants to go to Barca.
And then you've got Saka. I think Saka and Lovren can build a pretty good defence. And the problem with Skirtle was that he's always had that tendency to be a bit Chris Smalling about things. And Lovren, I think Lovren and Saka look quite good. Saka for me is probably the most solid there, but even he's got some.
His passing always looks weird.
Yeah, he always likes playing the short passes out, which I guess is a good thing. I think fullback wise, Moreno for the future, he'll be good, and he'll probably be good at the time. I think every team needs fullbacks at the moment, so who's out there? Ricardo Rodriguez, who no one seems to go for.
He'd
So
be the bargain.
if I was him, I'd be sitting there going, look, I've made the second most chances in Europe.
Yeah.
Like, throw me a bone.
Yeah.
Nah,
Lorenz.
they need to fix it.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of question marks for those fullbacks that they've signed, but they're young, so they can only get better. This year might be a struggle, but you're building.
Yeah, I do rate Mohamed Isaac with all the physical attributes as a centre back. I would say Alberto Moreno, good signing for 12 million. I could see him challenging Alba in a couple of years for the Spanish national team. He is young, but give him some time. Don't know much about Manquillo, to be quite honest.
I don't think anyone does, but he only played 6 games for.
Is he a loan signing or have you
2-year
signed
loan
him?
deal?
Yeah.
But at the end of the first year, if we like him, we can buy him.
You got a buyback for like 6 million or something.
Yeah, and we only have to pay 5 million.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, for what he's rated as the highly rated right back in Spain or something.
Looks like he'll bring the Spanish flair back to Anfield.
Not Adelaide United, but at Anfield. Now, guys, finally, do you see by the end of the season Gerrard being overturned and probably not starting every game?
Well, it depends on how his season goes.
Yeah.
Do you have the players to
Or do you think he has a full another season in him playing 90 minutes?
It depends how the season goes.
It depends. Yeah, he'll play in that same position presumably, just the
Sitting in front of the back four.
deep midfield. Yeah, I think he'll have a similar role this season. Could be his last one for me, where he can do that. Maybe one injury can change everything though, so you'd hope that you've got players who can come in and take that role.
Well, he's never going to lose his passing ranges. He's always got that. He's always got his long shots, his set piece ability as well. It's just whether his legs can hold on for this amount
Playing
of time.
full 90 minutes every week.
Exactly.
I think he can, just maybe won't be played for the big games.
Yeah.
Where his legs won't be able to keep up.
Can I firstly just say that I'm relieved Kolo Toure is being offloaded?
Well, he's not. He's staying.
Colo.
He wants to stay.
He turned down the Fenerbahce offer.
Stuck with him for another season.
Yes.
Congrats.
And so did
Mr. Calamities.
Yeah, and Barini turned out Sunderland because they want to fight for first team football.
14 million I heard as well.
14
Yeah,
That's a lot of
yeah,
money.
yeah.
I was actually
But
spewing.
the fact is, if you're Toure, you've got what we're saying, Sacco, Agger's even still in front, Lovren and Skirtle. Your fifth choice, and there's still Kawate and Kelly's Alori. So he's seventh choice, and he still wants to sit on the bench. He's not even going to be on the bench.
Because he doesn't really care. He's probably like that Tottenham player, Aston O'Connor, who doesn't even like football. He just does it as a job.
Yeah.
Have you seen those
No, I
memes
think-
where it's like, it's okay guys, I'm here?
Yeah.
It's just his face.
I think Rodgers needs to say to Barini, if you're getting 14 million on the table, he needs to say to him, look,
You're not going to play.
I don't like
no,
you.
no,
Liverpool
no,
don't
no,
like
no,
you. Please move on. Here's the door.
Yeah,
I would have baked him a nice pancetta with some olives, and I would have said, "Oh, do you want it?" And I would have pulled it on a string along a boat to Italy.
Yeah.
And I would have said, "Just follow the pancetta
Or get him-
and get the hell out of here."
I would have driven him to Sunderland.
Or if
Yeah.
you're doing a team goodbye card for a player, you just have under a bit of C-type contract.
Yeah.
Just sign it.
Do you know what I would love?
See you later.
That scene in Hot Fuzz, where the opening scene where the inspector's being shipped off, and he says, "I don't think you've considered every angle here," and then he goes out, and the rest of the Liverpool squad would be saying,
See you,
best of
Brady.
luck.
Yeah. See
All
ya.
their
See what the
champagne
supporters
glasses.
say about this.
So look on Gerrard. I know we got slightly off topic there. Yeah, what a legend. I don't see him having a really good season and then just dropping away next season. I think whether his season is good or not this year, I still think he'll probably be in the frame quite heavily next year, at least for this year and next year.
Will he win a Premier League? To bring his tally to level with
I
Anderson.
think, honestly, as much as it pains me to say it, I think if he was ever going to win a Premier League, it was last season.
And he let slip.
Okay, we're getting over time now on the Liverpool chat, guys. Now it's time to Manchester United. Moyes was out, Van Gaal in. A couple of United fans here. Do you think Van Gaal...
Like a few.
Sorry. Can Van Gaal steady the ship?
Well, you go first, Craig.
No, after you.
Okay. Well, it's the... you look at the situation. 7th, we finished last year. Players getting old, getting on. We need to finish top 4 the way our finances stand. Who's available in world football as a coach who you could bring in at the time to do a rescue mission? You can't think of many managers who will do that. Van Gaal's probably our best candidate for one season to try and get us in there, but so far he's been very impressive for me. And pre-season,
If you wanted a better option, we should have got someone like Mourinho or someone
but
last season.
if
but
we got
got
someone
Moyes
last,
instead.
there were options last season, but we went for
That's hilarious.
the chosen one.
Yeah, the
Chosen
chosen one.
Yeah.
Van Gaal is the man who's taught Mourinho, Guardiola,
Yeah.
everything they knew.
So
It's
I think
very
the one
solid
thing that's
side.
always let him down is his temperament.
Yeah.
I think the players on the board will be willing to listen to him.
And that ridiculous stuff of cheat.
There's so much skin on his neck.
Yeah.
And it looks weird. Good player, good manager though. And I think he needs the cattle on the shed personally, on the farm.
He's a tactician, of course. Changed our system to 3-5-2 as he used with Holland during the World Cup, which worked well for them. I would say, however, 3-5-2 is more of a thing with the personnel. We don't really have any other options.
Yeah,
Our
it's the
squad
next
is quite
question.
unbalanced at the moment.
He prefers the 4-3-3.
Yeah, I think
That's what he said.
if he can sign the players necessary to play that system, I think he'll switch.
I've got a question to throw out to all United fans. Let's rewind the clock back to 2009. Rafa Benitez was on the ropes at Liverpool, and this was before any traditional Big Four team had missed out on Champions League football in a very long time. And so we're at this point where Liverpool clearly going down, and we needed to bring someone in that was going to keep us up, or at least get us back up ASAP. That didn't happen.
Who did you bring in?
We brought in
Dalglish?
yeah, no, it was Hodgson.
Because
Hodgson.
Hodgson and Van Gaal are not the same
So anyway,
category.
basically the way I see that was, so he was a bit of a Moyes with Liverpool. Now, so you guys kind of went the same way. last year, but you corrected that straight away by bringing in Van Gaal. Now, are you going to do what you need to and get straight back into Europe next season under Van Gaal?
So can I just say, you took a minute to get that question out.
Because I think it's express it in the best possible way. Now, where was I? You've just interrupted me and I've lost my train of thought.
He's gone into injury time.
Yeah. Where's the last?
Basically, what I'm getting at is that this is what I believe Liverpool needed to do. We didn't do it, and it's hurt us a lot. We've really, really paid the consequences of not getting into Europe and spending a lot of years on the outer. Are you going to be doing it?
I think we're a good chance for top 4. I would say 2 consecutive seasons out of the top 4 would be very bad in a financial point of view. Especially with the new Champions League revenue going up, a very big increase as well. So I would say it's between us and Liverpool for 4th place.
It's a straight slog.
Yeah.
City, Chelsea have it.
We have a chance of catching Arsenal, but they've strengthened a lot more than we have. So.
Work needs to be done in the market still, though.
Definitely.
Woodward is not pulling the strings. If he has another summer where he's not brought in any big player that we need, then I think we'd have to seriously consider his position, because he was the man behind all our sponsorships. Sponsorships.
Mr. Potato and the
yeah. But in terms of transfers, he didn't help Moyes out one bit.
No.
People blame Moyes for that, which wasn't his fault, because the way United is set up, it's Woodward who takes control of that. He's holding out on these players, and if we don't bring them in, what are we paying him for?
And do you have blind supporters or something? Because Chevrolet's a bit big.
Yeah, that's what the catches are.
No, the sponsorship's big, but so is the sponsorship deal.
Yeah, from the part of the deal is.
Yeah.
Now, guys, with the 3-5-2 that he's wanting to play, there's not enough centre backs. Who would you want to sign to bring in? Like realistically, because at the moment you've only got Jones, Smalling, and Evans.
I would go for Benashir, that Moroccan.
Yeah, Moroccan Roma.
And
it's always dangerous signing a Moroccan.
and then there's
Hummels from Borussia Dortmund. He has been made captain, so I don't think they're going to sell him now, especially losing Lewandowski and Götze in the past couple of seasons.
What about Thiago Godin from Atletico Madrid?
He'd be like 33 or 34, wouldn't he?
What happened to that Miranda deal?
Yeah.
He was in here looking at schools and then just vanished.
I'm not sure.
Maybe he just wants to...
Suarez was looking at schools a few months ago.
They send their kids there, but they don't play there.
We've finished talking about Liverpool.
I don't want to get back on that.
Look, I think 3-5-2, we don't have much cover.
No.
We've got Jones,
Is there any youngsters?
Evans, Tyler
Blackett.
and I think Fellaini might need to resort to a centre back if we don't get anyone in.
Don't like that one, sir.
Shudder at the floor.
Historically, we play like Michael Carrick at centre back, but he's out as well. So we're
Rudy's
looking.
played centre back before, hasn't he?
Rudy plays every position. Almost.
So, what do we do? Van Gaal might bring himself on to play as centre back.
It's not just centre backs.
Gibbs back, Bring back Scholes.
Oh no, we have been linked with Daily Blind.
Yeah.
He can play left back.
He'll play wing back. Yeah. And Shaw's injured for a month now, so
good cover.
I consider him like a better version of O'Shea. He can plug in gaps at defensive mid, left wing back or centre back.
Yeah.
And he had a reasonable World Cup.
Let's hope he scores a miraculous goal against was it Arsenal? O'Shea? Yeah.
Oh, that shit.
That shit.
Finally, guys, on United, you got Rooney, RVP, Mata, Welbeck, Hernandez. Where do they all fit? Even Kagawa.
Well,
yeah.
The great thing about the system is that they do fit. Well, Hernandez and Welbeck will struggle, but
Welbeck was playing left wing.
That's what. Well,
where's his position?
Well, the problem is his position's up front, but his finishing hasn't left strikers in envy. So
the Real Madrid finish comes through. Would have been a great chance to score a goal.
He's somebody you take on an away fixture in the Champions League because he runs.
His pace would definitely be dangerous to the opposition.
Yeah,
but his finishing still needs work. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
I think Hernandez potentially could go. I mean, we've got one of the Keane brothers coming in as a striker anyway. We've got Welbeck on the bench. I think we could use him to raise some funds.
If we can use,
is there a new set of Keane brothers that I'm on?
If we can use,
he's been beaten over.
If we can use Hernandez as a make weight for a another player that we need.
Yeah.
Probably because I think Hernandez has come to a bit of a standstill at United. There's a lot of United fans that hate seeing him go. Same with Kagawa. Will he fit? Maybe the start of the season.
What a flop.
He's just cover for Mata, maybe.
Yeah.
Coming up against
What
a
a
different
I
team.
think, but what a Moyes' problem was he couldn't fit Rooney or RBP in that same team with Mata, so he couldn't fit 3 of them.
That's sort of the reason we've switched this new formation. We can play Rooney and RBP up front with Mata behind. Obviously, that lacks the 2 wingers. We've got wing backs instead. But at least in this system, we've got all 3 in their favourite positions.
Yeah.
Do we need another wing back?
Probably. I think we have also been linked with Juan Cuadrado. As always, Woodward's there's a whole shroud of mystery over him. But
Linked to every player in the world, but
Apparently,
signed
he's signed with Barca. It's like unofficial. But
yeah, because they need a replacement for Alves, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So with Barca, just off topic for a sec, I thought they were banned from making transfers.
Yeah, but then
they've spent over.
No, it went back to.
Yeah, it's in like a year or 2.
Yeah.
I think they're appealing, and then you can't employ the.
You can't employ
FIFA
when
love
they're
Barca.
under
Yeah,
deliberation
FIFA
still.
love Barca, don't they?
they pushed it back a year
I
or
just wait
something.
until it calms down and then just sweep it under the rug.
I'm hoping they get lots of injuries right before that. Anyway.
It's UNICEF, I tells you.
Okay, now guys, Manchester City. First thing I want to talk about is they've brought in Willie Caballero. I think that's how you say his name correctly. As a number 1, also with Joe Hart. Both of them are number 1s at the moment. Straight away, we'll go to Naran first. Who's your number 1?
I would say Joe Hart.
Can I say Joe Hart just from the friendly game with like Arsenal? Talk about whatever his name was.
Really? Else?
Hart.
It's the shortest answer I reckon you've ever seen.
Well, I'm glad you're impressed with something.
Hart, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think Caballero, but
We'll see if
will.
they'll keep it.
What about
Caballero's the better
Really?
keeper.
Yeah.
Okay, they always love to play the 4-4-2. Do you still think that works in modern times now?
Yes.
Which 4-4-2?
Like a standard 4-4-2.
Flat
4-4-2.
The Moyes.
The Moyes, yeah.
Well, I personally love the formation. It's the oldest formation and it'll always be around. And I use it. And
With
it
your
works.
girls team? Girls
Well,
team
we've actually switched to 3-4-3 this season.
Yeah. 3-4-3.
They've got
Yeah.
Sarah
Progressive.
Yeah, that's what.
And they've just signed Fernando from
Jürgen
Porto.
Gelly.
I think
They've got
they're playing a 4-2-3.
They've got a Fernando out of Fernando.
Yeah.
One at a time, lads. Lorenz.
I think it works with Yaya Toure
Yeah.
playing because he can do the defensive and the attacking end.
Yeah.
But when he's not on the side, maybe they might have to mix it
I
up.
don't think City have 2 good strikers.
It's not, yeah.
Well, they do.
Well, they've got
Jokic
my next question.
They've got Aguero. Negredo.
Seko,
not
Aguero,
done.
Jovetic, and Negredo. How do you keep them all happy?
Yeah.
Negredo won't be kept happy, that's a fact.
Give them a birthday cake.
Yeah.
That's the best thing to do.
Just with City guys, because they've got so much depth now. They haven't really spent that much in the window, but they're just filling all the gaps. Like at centre back, they've brought in
Mangala.
Mangala. They've brought him in.
Here's another one.
You got Sangner, who's
Sangner.
right back or centre back.
Yeah.
Well, Richards
and-
is as like their 10th choice centre back. Is
And what do we all make of do we think loyalty's gone in sport with Frank Lampard joining Man City?
absolutely. That was. I did not think Frank.
But
Lampard
how
was-
long can you be to Chelsea anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, he probably recognises the Man City fans from Chelsea, so...
Reece?
Shots fired.
I reckon he's just unhappy at how Chelsea treated him at the end.
Yeah. Well, from what the reports came out yesterday, that he wanted to actually go to Melbourne City, but with the new rules that loan deals have to actually fit inside the salary cap or something, it made him impossible to come to Melbourne. He wanted to play with David Villa.
Of course, the FFA just shoots himself in the foot.
Gallop.
When you've got freaking Frank Lampard wanting to come play with Villa, Damien Duff, Robert Corrin,
Yeah.
Joshua Kennedy.
Oh, you're forgetting Kevin Keogh.
Yeah.
Is Kennedy in the A-League?
Yeah, the rumour is he's going to be Melbourne City's
A late
marquee. But when you've got Frank
Why can't we ever
Lampard,
guess this?
you've got Frank Lampard willing to come, and the FFA just shoot them in the foot.
Huh?
Well, he wanted to come. He's quoted saying he wanted to come
Yeah.
to Melbourne City, so the FFA just F up again. Anything else, guys, on Man City?
I hope they don't finish in the top 4.
Yeah.
Well, I've actually got him to finish 6th.
Really?
Yeah,
Might be a little
Corey Ray.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember saying that didn't think United were going to finish in the top 4 last season, and everyone called me crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone said, get this guy's minutes into Glenside.
You made a lot of claims last season, didn't you, though?
I think a lot of them didn't come off. Zaha, Lingard.
He makes a lot of outrageous
Demba
claims
Ba,
that under the influence that one might come off.
Yeah.
Why is it a percentage game?
I would say one thing though.
Yeah.
Fit Sergio Aguero, he might be the best forward in the competition, considering Suarez is now gone.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a fan of Van Persie, but the thing Sergio Aguero can do, his dribbling and his pace, I think, if they can keep him fit and get Suva supplying ball to him, he could probably get 20
We haven't even
plus
talked
goals.
about David Silva,
Mm.
Nasri.
They've got to get rid of Negredo, though.
Yeah, no.
For me, I think I'd hold on to Dzeko, Aguero, and Jovetic.
I agree. I don't rate Negredo that high. I think Dzeko is the better player.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anything
And
from you,
Jovetic is.
No?
I just don't get the 4-4-2.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense given their personnel.
Yeah.
They've got so many CAMs.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they
they
play a
get
4-4-2.
Sure, they've got Navas, but like,
He'd be their only
He's the only designated
traditional
winger.
yeah.
I still reckon he's really in the top 4 or 5, or
Yeah.
8 clubs, the only traditional right winger.
Yeah.
That
Like
hugs the
midfielder.
hugs the touchline.
I would put Antonio Valencia there, but he can't cross.
Yeah.
We've all seen he can't cross, so that's not really traditional
Young,
winger, is it?
young in his sort of proper midfield wing back role.
Yeah.
He was never one to get past players.
Arsenal don't have any like traditional.
Walcott's not a.
No, he's a forward.
They're all inside forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense if you've just got Navas. And you can't put Nasri as a right midfielder. You can put him as a right winger, just an inside, but not.
Okay, now, pardon me. Now we're moving on to Newcastle, guys. They have to improve this year. They've made some good signings with Cabella, Riviere, De Jong, and Janmat. What do we think of Newcastle this year, guys?
More the same for me. I don't think they'll improve.
They've got no consistency about them.
Yeah.
Like every season, something seems to go wrong.
Yeah.
They've signed some very talented players like Cabella. Janmat had a great World Cup.
I would say Party needs to win over the fans.
Yeah.
They're really going for him as well. Obviously, losing Kabay was always a recipe for disaster. They have signed Camela, like you
Debussy.
mentioned, and Debussy as well.
Oh well, I feel like they've covered Debussy with the signing of Young quite well.
Well, they've just filled the gaps. But
Yeah,
they haven't
filled the gaps.
improved the squad. Well, they got rid of Remy now.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to come back. So maybe the signings, they've got some strikers up there.
I still think they're top 10.
Yeah.
They just need
They're not
consistency.
nothing more.
They just need to keep that same squad playing. I think I've got good
Do they
players.
still have Cisse?
Yeah.
Cisse? They still have Cisse up front?
Yeah, but he hasn't been
He
good for
was only
What
a
happened to
half
him?
season
He
one.
scored that ridiculous goal against Chelsea. Kind of questioned physics. And then,
Another question mark is Hartha Ben Arthur. Obviously,
Yeah.
on his day, he can score ridiculous wonder goals, dribbling half the pitch, but I think just discipline and fitness issues.
Well, yeah, he's lost his number 10 jersey now,
Yeah.
and they've pushed him into the reserves, and they've basically got him. Anyone wants him on a free transfer, but no one wants him. So
on a free transfer?
yeah, they just basically
I-
get his wages off the books.
I don't understand why no one's going for him. I
Yeah.
think it
Must
needs
be a
to be
mentality.
That old.
thing.
He's what, 24, 25?
Yeah, well, I think he's
20s,
severely overweight. I think that's the problem at the moment.
Severely
Well,
overweight.
because he hasn't been training, and his discipline's gone because he doesn't like Pardew. And then in the end, he can't sign for anyone now.
It's a classic Sunday league.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Anything else on Newcastle, guys?
I don't think Ben Arthur's a massive loss, to
No.
be fair. He'll be good in a few
He's a
games.
highlights player.
Yeah, he'll score a few good goals, but they need to get someone who's going to be solid.
A classic fantasy player, I reckon.
Yeah.
Scores like 8 goals a season, couple of assists, and everyone thinks he's a brilliant fantasy player.
De Jong will have a best season.
Well, it's a different De Jong. It's his brother now. Than the other
Isn't it
De
the
Jong last
striker?
No,
No,
Luke
the-
de Jong.
year. Yeah, no, they had.
Yeah, the striker's gone. He was.
Oh,
he had
it's,
a bad season.
Yeah, it's. I've got it down. Where is it? Right here.
He's a centre attack midfielder, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
same.
so
It's
he's
from
lots of
goals.
Ajax. Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's a
okay.
different one. It's his brother. The other one's gone back to Ajax now to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he was good at Ajax.
Yeah.
Then he went
He
to
knocked into
Borussia
20.
Morgan.
Moon and Gladbach.
Gladbach.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
yeah, he's left.
yeah.
But they've also now finally got rid of Shola Amiobi, who was rumoured.
Shola
Who
Amiobi.
finally,
The
after
next big
12
thing.
years, no, he's finally left to go. I'm not even going to pronounce it. But he was Sydney FC's apparent marquee signing for a couple of weeks.
Really?
Shola.
Yeah.
Gaziantep, Boyuksehir,
Is Colaccini still there?
I have no idea. I have no
David
idea.
Luiz is
Yeah,
like
Colaccini's still there.
Still there. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it,
He's a bit
guys.
of a worry.
He's a big
Good.
blow for them.
Yeah, the defence they need to work. Their defence last season was horrible.
Yeah.
They just had no communication at all. No one was moving as a unit.
They
That's
need
something
a
they need.
Lucas Schmidt.
That's something they need. They need just to sort that out. So I think they've got the personnel at the moment. But
So we're all done, guys, with Newcastle.
All
So
that.
that's part 3 done, guys. Liverpool, Man City, Man United, and Newcastle done. So tune into the next video. It's QPR, Southampton, Stoke, and Sunderland. You can check that out next.
The
Back in a
entertainment
second.
section.
Yeah. This is what everyone can't wait for. We'll see you in a second.
Cool.
oh.